Our research explores how racism and discrimination are experienced in everyday life in Scotland and how those experiences connect to health and justice. Specifically, we're focusing on the experiences of Black and Asian and other minority ethnic communities and what their experiences can reveal about trust and fairness, well-being and a willingness to seek help. It consists of a survey and focus group interviews. The survey asked about discrimination across a range of settings including work, policing, criminal justice, healthcare, transport, housing and education. And what it showed was that racism remains a significant part of everyday life for many respondents. Around 35%, for example, reported discrimination in the previous 2 years. Employment was the most common setting in which that happened, but policing and criminal justice and healthcare stood out too. Around a third reported discrimination in policing encounters and in the criminal justice system, about 30% in healthcare experiences. And confidence in institutions that are meant to address discrimination also appears to have declined, with about only half of our respondents expressing trust in the police and in the law or the authorities' ability to act effectively. The focus groups, led by my colleague Kutsa Renata Dunbar, are helping us to go deeper into these questions. They're designed to explore how people interpret and describe these experiences in their own words, without us imposing labels too quickly, and to understand how racism is felt and responded to in everyday life, especially in policing, criminal justice, and in healthcare settings. The discussions so far look at what make interactions feel fair and respectful, and what makes them feel exclusionary or harmful, and how people decide whether to report or to stay silent, and what good resolutions would actually look like from the point of view of those who are most affected. They also ask about practical solutions, which are close to the ground, and about what communities themselves are already doing and that institutions could learn from. What we've found so far is that these issues often sit in that space between the obvious and the subtle. People describe not being taken seriously or being treated with a suspicion or facing assumptions about language and religion or their immigration status, or just feeling that complaint routes might be there in practice but not really there in how they function. In healthcare, that can affect how people feel heard and cared for. In justice settings, it can shape whether people feel protected or over-policed or simply not believed. And in both these cases, the result can be a real loss of trust. So we'd especially welcome your reflections on what matters most in these findings. What changes would make the biggest difference, and what a more trustworthy and responsive system would look like in practice.